Hey everybody, my name's Ari and I am going to talk to you today about why I became a Beachbody coach. And first, I just want to say that what I love so much about this company and our team is that we all have different stories of why we became coaches. We all have come from different backgrounds, but we've all been brought together by this company, and it's just really amazing to hear everybody's stories and um, their reasonings why they decided to join. So I will tell you a little bit about why I decided to become a coach. First, I'll give you some background. I went to school for illustration. I always wanted to be an artist ever since I was a little girl. I love to draw and paint and stuff like that. So I went to school for art. And when I graduated, it was a little difficult to kind of find my way in the workplace. So I worked for a couple years, and then I decided to go back to school to get my master's in graphic design to hopefully, better, enter the workforce. So after I graduated, I worked in marketing for a few years and doing design, and I just realized that it wasn't for me. I wasn't really happy. So thankfully, my husband was super supportive, and he let me quit my job, and I started doing freelance design. And I was also working retail. So I worked at some different stationery stores, and then I was doing my freelance from home. So a few years later, we decided we wanted to start our family, and I became pregnant with our son, who's now 2 years old. And at the time, I was still working retail and doing some freelance. And after I had my son, the plan was to go back to this retail job that I was working. So I kept putting it off and just coming up with reasons why I wasn't ready to go back. I just felt really, really uneasy about leaving my son, and as I'm sure a lot of you know, retail hours not really family friendly. There was absolutely no place for me to pump or anything like that. And I just knew I didn't want to leave my son for this job. So at this time, I was following my coach Tamara on Instagram. Our kids are about a couple days apart. So I've been following her and her journey through her pregnancy. And she was talking about how she had found this new job, and she was so excited, and she got to inspire people and work on her health, and she was just loving it. So I just randomly reached out to her. I'd never met her before. I was just a follower of hers on Instagram. I reached out and I said, "What are you doing? Because we need something." Our finances were getting kind of tight. It was putting a lot of stress on my husband, and I was feeling like horrible for it. So I reached out to Tamara, and she told me she was a Beachbody coach, and I was like, okay, I've definitely heard of that before, but I'm not quite sure about that. I'm not really into that whole marketing sales type thing. So she sent me to check out a sneak peek kind of like this one, and I was like really inspired by everyone's stories and really motivated, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. Like I love to work out. I've always felt like I've always been the type of person where people come to me for advice, and I really like to go out of my way to help people. So I thought, okay, like why don't we give this a shot? So my husband was like, okay, go for it. Let's do it. And it's honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. I feel like I've grown so much just as a person. My confidence has grown. It's totally pushed me out of my comfort zone. I would have never made a video like this before and posted it publicly. I'm able to contribute to our finances now, monthly, weekly. The stress is gone, and I'm growing my team, and I'm seeing the potential there to really make this my lifelong career. And most importantly, I'm able to stay home with my son, and I work during his naps. Right now he's napping, that's why I'm in my room. um, I work during his naps, I work at night, and What's great is that you're really able to work the business around your schedule, what works for you. You can work as much or as little as you want, depending on how successful you want to be. If you want this just to be like a side gig to your profession, just for extra spending money, or if you have the goal to make this your full-time income, it's all in your hands. And there's fantastic trainings, so you're never alone. There's always your coach is there to help you whenever you have questions. So if you're the least bit interested, I highly recommend you just take the chance like I did. You definitely won't regret it. So I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for listening. Bye.